Well, as we're going to air tonight, the fifth victim of the attack has just been named. Her name is Pikria Dakia. She's a 55-year-old woman. She's from Tbilisi in Georgia. She described herself as an artist. It's also been reported that she's the mother of 2 sons. Well, let's turn now to Independent MP Allegra Spender. She's the federal member for Wentworth, which encompasses Bondi Junction. We spoke to her a short time ago. Allegra, obviously this attack occurred in one isolated place, but it seems to have reached right out into the community. You will have been getting a sense of how the community's coping today. What's your impression?
Look, I think people are absolutely shocked. They're traumatised and they're heartbroken for those people who've lost their lives or those who are still critically injured. Westfield Bondi Junction is a hub of the community. Thousands of people are there. Most people go there every week for some reason or another. And just so many people were there at the time. So this is something that has reverberated throughout every part of the community.
You visited the site with the PM and the Premier. What stories did you hear from people who were there?
Look, I just heard a huge variety of stories. I heard, from, actually one of my child's classmates' parents, well, the father was trapped in Maya, texting his wife, don't come here. She couldn't get hold of him and that sort of fear. I spoke to people, who were in the shops trying to help other people, get to safety in the different shops that they were in. And then I had just other locals who weren't there but had said, well, look, I will normally go there. I don't normally go there, and just had come just to bear witness, and because, they couldn't quite believe that something like this had happened in our community, in somewhere that, we all feel safe and we all, just see as part of our day-to-day life.
And Allegra, how do you believe the community can recover from something like this?
I think it's really hard, and I honestly think that, these days and weeks are going to be really difficult. I'm going to be sitting down with other MPs at different state and federal levels and local levels, thinking about how can we bring the community together for some sort of vigil or some sort of peace. I think the flowers today were really important. There's a condolence book. But I think the one thing I keep on reminding people and trying to hold on to is to say there was one guy who was trying to do enormous harm. There were hundreds of people yesterday who were doing everything they could to look after each other and keep each other safe. And I think that's got to be the key message we get out there. We are a community that comes together and cares for each other, and we've got to keep on remembering that in this really terrible time.
Allegra, I know you're a mum. I see you walking around the local streets with your kids. This must feel incredibly close.
It does. It really does. I've said, kids from friends' kids, all those pieces. I went to one of the other shopping centres this evening with my kids to pick up just some sushi, and I was like, oh, I could feel everybody there was just wondering, just looking at each other. And, I don't want my kids to ever feel unsafe in our local community. These should be places that are safe. So this is really hard, but I think we will come together. I think we will get through this. We are a really strong community with a lot of bonds, and I think that's what we have to rely on right now.
Allegra Spender, thanks for giving us some of your time tonight.
Thanks so much.